Welcome, welcome, welcome to Dingers and Dashers. My name is Josh alongside my co-host Adam. It's a terrific day to talk all things
Oh,
baseball. Yeah, new word right there. Let's get right into it. We're going to start off with a couple of housekeeping things. Next week, we have a little bit of a rebrand coming, a brand new logo, some brand new segments, a new look to the channel. Hopefully make it more engaging and appealing to meet your guys' interests. So in honor of that, one of our number one fans of the show has designed us some retro Dingers and Dashers mugs that you'll be seeing on the show. These are great and a perfect way to kind of commemorate the old logo as we move on towards a new improved version of this logo. So thank you to our fan out there. You know who you are. And we're going to get right into it, Adam. So the MLB offseason has been insane. Just yesterday, Adolis Garcia heads to the Phillies. Ha-Seong Kim signs on with the Braves. And all of a sudden now Merrill Kelly getting a huge deal to go back to the D-backs, Adam.
yeah, I'm really excited about the Merrill Kelly signing. It's really fun because he was just traded from the D-backs this past year in the free agent during the trade deadline, and now he goes back to the Diamondbacks. This is just a little reunion that you love to see. I wish it happened with Soto. When Soto was traded, all the Nats fans were telling themselves, he's gonna come back. He's gonna come back. Don't worry. Yeah, we don't have the money. We were not getting him back, but it's really fun to see Merrill Kelly go back to the D-backs. Great signing for them. 2 year, $40 million. Good deal for him. I like the signing there.
Yeah, a lot of good signings. And then we look over at the Adolis Garcia trade. We put a video up yesterday, but in case you haven't seen it, I legitimately think this could be one of the pieces of the puzzle that the Phillies need. Every single year, the Phillies are able to coast into the playoffs. They're a really strong team whenever the Nats see them or any other team sees them in the regular season, but things just don't go their way in October. And granted, this year they lost to the Dodgers, who went on to win the World Series. But it's as simple as Orion Kirkring misplaying that one ball. You know, if that play doesn't happen, if you get the one extra hit, it's always so, so close. So Adolis Garcia, who a couple years ago in 2023 with the Rangers proved that he can be that October guy, he could be the guy that the Phillies kind of call on come October, come playoff season. And who knows, Adolis Garcia might have another classic October moment at Citizens Bank Park this year.
Yeah, Adolis Garcia, who last year really struggled. He had a down year, but he's shown in the past. He's shown that in the playoffs, he has the clutch moment. He has it in his biceps. He has it in his chest. Dude, he's so strong. Adolis Garcia, like one crack of the bat, that ball's out of here. I remember when he was first coming up, I took a look at Adolis Garcia. I was telling my friends, I was like, this guy's gonna be something special. I was playing with him at MLB The Show. I was telling everybody, I was telling all my friends during COVID, this guy's gonna be something special. And Josh, he really was. The past couple of years with the Rangers, really struggled last year, but I like the signing for the Phillies. He could be really something special on that team, and I think they got him for cheap.
Speaking of MLB The Show, a little bit random, but this brings back another memory. If you ever want a real challenge at MLB The Show, take batting practice with Jake Irvin and don't stop until you hit a home run. It legitimately might take hours, as it took me and some of my friends when we tried that, but just a little thing. Let's shift gears back into the reality of the MLB. Ha-Seong Kim is getting $20 million to be a Brave this year, and maybe it's a hot take. I don't think it is. It is not deserved at all. Okay, I kind of covered this in the video, but Nick Allen, he's not a good shortstop for the Braves. They need a solution. But the solution is not throwing $20 million at a guy who hit 234 last season and 233 the season before. Granted, Ha-Seong Kim did play better on the Braves last season in the second half when he moved over to their team, but he's just not a guy that should be getting paid twice as much as Ha-Seong Kim. He's making on average $1 million less than Matt Olson. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, it's shocking to be honest, but not shocking what the Braves have done this offseason. Like they paid Ha-Seong Kim a ton of money, but they're really starting to make these moves, and they're making them in big ways. I mean, they got Robert Suarez, their full-time closer, that they paid a ton of money to him. They just got Mike Yastrzemski, who they expect him to be a big player. They're really making these splashes to fill up key holes. The Phillies don't want to go into rebuild. I mean, the Braves don't want to go into rebuild. the past 10 seasons they've been a powerhouse in the NL East, and now the Braves now they're not gonna let the Phillies, the Mets, even the Marlins take over. The Nats aren't a threat to them right now. We hope that they would be, but right now they're not a threat. But the Braves aren't going to sit back and watch and let this rebuild happen. They're going to go out and get players. So I think it's a little bit aggressive to go get Ha-Seong Kim for $20 million. But the Braves aren't going to sit on their asses. They're gonna go make some moves.
That's true, and you can't go in a rebuild. And when you have players like Ronald Acuna Jr., who's arguably the best player in baseball right now, or you have a player like Marcelo Zuna who rakes, you have really good talent like that. And then you have Chris Sale, who's going to be coming back from injury. Spencer Strider, you have elite pitching. You can't, with that much talent, go into a rebuild. And I don't foresee the Braves getting rid of those guys per se. So yeah, you're going to do what you can. Just like the Phillies case, you're going to go out and you're going to get everyone possible to help Schwarber, Harper, Turner, Real Muto, all those guys who deserve rings at this point in their careers get a ring. So it makes sense to me, but I also think that that price is a little bit high for what Ha-Seong Kim is going to bring to the table. But look, I'm a fan of the sport. Go out there and prove me wrong. Go show me why you deserve $20 million. But if you don't, I'm going to be laughing 162 games later.
Josh, it's time for Career Path. I'm going to tell you where the guy played, and you're going to tell me the name. All right, so this player is a first baseman, Josh. He started his career with the Cardinals from 2012 to 2017. He was then traded to the Braves in 2017. Okay, it gets a little confusing here. He signs with the Nationals in 2018, then gets traded to the Cardinals in 2018, and then signs back with the Nationals in 2019. And then in 2020, he signs with the Braves. 2021, signs with the Rockies. So he won a World Series with the Nationals in 2019.
Okay. And he's a first baseman. All right. I need to redeem myself this week. I've been told to just go with my gut after completely glancing over two names for the last 2 weeks. Damn Tyler Moore. Anyways, okay.
Tyler Moore.
Tyler Moore. It's gonna be in my dreams at night. But it's all right. Zim was the everyday first baseman, so it's not gonna be Zim. Now we gotta think, who else was on that team? Ooh. Oh boy. Let's throw out a couple names. We got Matt Adams. We have Matt Adams is my guess.
Josh, you're correct. Congratulations. You didn't second guess yourself. You didn't second guess yourself.
Hey,
love to see it.
That's the advice of super fan Ross right there of the show. He told me, he messaged us. He said, Josh, don't second guess yourself now. And I said, okay, fine. And I listened. And when Matt Adams is the answer to a trivia question on a Tuesday night, vibes can't be better.
Cannot be better, Josh. I'm glad you got right back on track. Speaking of players who need to get back on track, these are players who are trying to find their right place this season. These are the big free agents for the offseason, and we're going to give you our projections where we think they will land. So we got 4 names for us, Josh. All right, so we have Kyle Tucker, big name in the offseason, huge. Huge. Cody Bellinger, another huge name. But a little bit less than Kyle Tucker, who's been insane the past couple seasons.
2 huge names.
Bo Bichette's another one, and Alex Bregman. Names. So those are our 4 big power hitters that we got so far.
And Adam, those are some huge names right there. Let's start off right away with the little Bo Bichette, Alex Bregman. So the Red Sox right now are the top contenders to land Bo Bichette. Consequently, Alex Bregman might be heading over to New York. So we might see a little bit of a kind of rotation. Bregman out, Bichette in. And I've been saying it since about August of last season. These Red Sox are a big deal, you know? And it's been pointed out to me by some friends too. And once I started really listening and watching these Red Sox, they've been really damn good. So immediately after they were eliminated from the playoffs last season, I said, guys, just watch the Red Sox. I don't know what episode I said it in, but it was said. And if we had an editor, they would have found it for us and put the clip in right here. But we don't have an editor, so you're going to take my word for it. Anyways, the Red Sox can be really, really good. They're really good, 9 guys get up there, keep the thing rolling, and they have some impact players, but they need another star. And if with another star, they can build a franchise, they can build a dynasty. they're going to go from a really good baseball team to an elite baseball club. When people look at the schedule, they say, "Oh, we're playing the Red Sox this week. All right, let's see if we can take a game out of that series." And with Bo Bichette on the infield dirt, I think the Red Sox can go to that next level. And instead of being a good baseball team, being a team that legitimately strikes fear in the opponents they're playing, because they're going to be in a really competitive division.
So you think replacing Alex Bregman with Bo Bichette is what the Red Sox need?
I don't think they need it per se because honestly, in my opinion, if you made it to the playoffs, you don't need anything unless there was a glaring issue. There wasn't a glaring issue for the Red Sox. Granted, small sample size. They only played 3 games, the wild card games, but they played against a really good team in the Yankees. They're a great team. I don't like them, but they're a good team. And there was an issue. They went up against really good starting pitching. They had good starting pitching of their own. They lost the baseball series. So I wouldn't say they need it per se, but I think you'd be crazy to not see the impact that Bo Bichette could have in Boston.
Yeah, I totally agree. Here's what I'm gonna say. This is my offseason projection with these 4 players. I think there's a lot of guys who just this is gonna be really interesting to see with all 4. I think one player, whoever signs first will make the impact on what teams will go after each player. So I'm gonna start with Kyle Tucker. Okay. I think he's gonna get a lot of money. He's the big name here. Kyle Tucker, I think right now the front runners are the Blue Jays. They've been rumored to be the front runners, and I think they're actually gonna go get him. I think the Blue Jays are gonna get him. I could see the Yankees, as Kyle Tucker, Cub. I don't think the Cubs are kind of out of the picture right now. They've said that the price has gone way too high, and they're not willing to pay that right now. Okay, so I don't see the Cubs resigning Kyle Tucker. I see him going to the Blue Jays, who are willing to spend a lot of money. I think the Yankees are gonna be like, I think we can get somebody else. So I think the Yankees are gonna be like, okay, now we didn't get Kyle Tucker, let's go get Cody Bellinger. Maybe he's a little bit less, he's a little bit cheaper, but we can spend our money elsewhere, even though they have so much. I think that's what they're gonna tell themselves, okay, because they're gonna miss out on Kyle Tucker. The Mets are going to get upset here because they wanted Cody Bellinger. They're willing to spend the money. Okay, so they're going to go get Alex Bregman. All right, Alex Bregman, who's the Red Sox have been rumored to re-sign, someone who the Red Sox can't afford to lose. They can't afford to lose another infielder, so the Mets are going to overpay big time. There's been rumors that the Cubs could get him right now because they need it now. Because they're losing all these guys, they need a player. But I think the Mets are going to way overpay. I think it's going to be hilarious spending for the Mets, and I think they're going to get Alex Bregman. So then I think the Red Sox, like I'm going to agree with what you had to say. They're going to be like, oh, now we don't have Alex Bregman to replace him. Let's go get Bo Bichette. So I don't think it's that they're going to be thinking, let's replace Bo Bichette with Alex Bregman. I think it's going to be consequential because the Mets are going to overpay and it's going to be hilarious.
That's a fair point. And yeah, the Mets are as unpredictable as a toddler climbing the stairs. Will they make it or will they fall? Right? The Mets, they bend my mind every day with the offseason moves they're making, seemingly getting rid of their core and adding some other players that maybe aren't as good as Pete Alonso. I don't see the vision per se, but like I say, prove me wrong. That's what we're here to do. Offer our opinions. I think that Cody Bellinger and the Cubs might have a little something brewing because don't sleep on these Cubs, right? The Cubs losing out on Kyle Tucker, a big piece of their outfield, they may be pursuing the slightly cheaper option in Cody Bellinger because Cubs are a playoff baseball team. They made it to the divisional series this year, or maybe was it the championship series? Oh, it's a blur right now. They made it far. They lost to the Brewers. It went 5 games or 7. They went to like a winner take all elimination game, and the Cubs just fell short of that little bit of pop. And Kyle Tucker brings some of that pop, so they need to get some new pop. I don't know how many times I just said pop, but Cody Bellinger would bring pop to their team. So Adam, yeah, you were saying?
Yeah, he was sure bring prop. I see that if I think the Kyle Tucker's not going to go to the Yankees, and I think that when they see that, I think he's going to be the first name to go. And when they see that when the Blue Jays step right on him, and the Blue Jays are making moves, I think they're going to make another move here. And the Yankees are going to be like, okay, we got to re-sign Cody Bellinger because they love what they had with him. So I think they're going to be willing to pay Cody Bellinger. As of right now, they're not willing to pay him what he wants, but I think once they see Kyle Tucker go, Cody Bellinger will be back to the Yankees.
And one other thing to think about when you think about Bo Bichette, Alex Bregman is a little bit of a wild card situation here in that Paul Taboni's phone is ringing with CJ Abrams. You know, these aren't the only two shortstops that potentially might move. I don't foresee Abrams moving, honestly. And there's been reports that teams who have talked to Paul Taboni, he doesn't seem particularly motivated to move Abrams at this point. But when teams are in need of a shortstop, Bo Bichette and Alex Bregman are not the only two shortstops who you might have to keep an eye on. But look at them; it's impossible to predict what happens because it's 32 owners just in a bidding war, you know. So it's really tough to predict. Another thing that's pretty tough to predict. This isn't sponsored. I have a little pack of teeny mates right here. And I figured, you know, might as well. We're getting into the holiday spirit. Next week is actually going to be our holiday themed episode, hot chocolate, pajamas, and a whole lot of hockey and baseball talk. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a vibe. So I figured might as well start getting in the spirit. Should we open up a pack of teeny mates and see what we have?
Let's do it. Come on.
All right. So teeny mates are mystery packs, two players each, little figurines, one player from each team. So Adam, as I open it up here, and I'm going to struggle to open these for a minute or so, why don't you give your predictions for what teams and players we're going to get?
The Nationals?
Oh, you think we're going to get a net?
What players we're gonna get in there? All right, I think we're gonna get a little Giants player.
Maybe a little Mikey Yastrzemski.
Yeah, I'm gonna say give me Mike
2024
Yastrzemski.
pack. 2024 pack.
Okay, so give me a Yastrzemski.
Right,
is there another player in there too? One or two?
Yeah, it's a two-person pack. God,
I think we're gonna get a little. I think we're gonna get a little Fernando. Give me a little Fernando Tatis Jr.
Little Tatis.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say give me Sandy Alcantara from the Marlins.
Ooh.
I've opened a few of these packs, so gotten him quite a few times. And give me a little Jose Altuve.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Let's see it, Josh. Come on. Get this pack open. You're really ripping at straws here. Come on.
Tearing the hole bigger and bigger here.
Come on. Come on.
Yeah.
This part will probably be cut, but.
Well, let's see if I can get my pinky. Get a little pinky. Nah. Wow. These are the moments where a pinch hitter, per se.
I feel like this is what I feel like this scenario right here is a great example of what the Nats have been doing for the past couple of years. They're picking at straws. They're trying to find their guy, and they can't rip the bag open. They just can't get there. And these players haven't been performing for the team.
Yeah, not performing, but at the end of the day, the players, you can tell they're trying. They're trying. All right, we got the pack open here. Little teeny mates. Our first player to come out of the pack is going to be a little Christian Yelich.
Ooh, Yelly. I like that.
That's huge. And we're going to be giving away the teeny mates as well. So if you drop a comment right here, you're in the running for the teeny mate. And the other player is going to be an Oriole that goes by the name Adley Rutschman.
Ooh.
So there are two winners for the week. Yeah. Who saw that coming? Adley Rutschman, Christian Yelich, the two teeny mates of the week. Drop a comment on this video if you want to win the giveaway and get a little teeny mate. And a little personalized note from Adam and I as well that's going to come in that pack. Adam, I think that's all we have for the people today vis-a-vis baseball. We thank you all so much for tuning in. Make sure to go click on the hockey version of this podcast that's coming out same time as always. I've been Josh. That's Adam. We're here every Wednesday, Dingers and Dashers. New logo holiday edition coming all next week, and we'll see you later.